This is a project I've been working on for around half a year by now. Then, because life got in the way, I didn't have time to work on it for another half a year. Finally, I got some time, opened the project, and I don't know anything anymore. I felt like I was using Godot for the first time again. Everything that I've learned just gone. I'm not even sure why I'm making this video. I have a lot of conflicting thoughts. Maybe I just want people to appreciate everything I had built until now. Or maybe I just don't want my efforts to be completely gone forever, never to be seen again. I remember being really proud of how far I got, especially this one, because I tried many different things, and every time I gave up midway through. I've always had trouble following through with something, and I'm pretty sure most of you watching can also relate. My journey with game dev has been ongoing since I was 14 or maybe 15. It's always been on-off, so I've never gotten really far. I always got interested, then after a few weeks I forgot about it, started again next year, and so on since I was a kid basically. It has influenced me a lot because it's the reason why I've become a software developer by now. But still, I've always wanted to make my own game, my own project, finish through with something. And I have to say, this one is not it. I've also followed a lot of game devs on YouTube. Two examples that come to mind are Vidinad and Blargis. And it was very motivating seeing their first devlogs when they came out and later suddenly seeing their games pop off. But at the same time it was also a bit disheartening, to be honest, because I see people all the time having a lot of success following the same dream that I have, and I'm here struggling even finishing anything. And I'm pretty sure it's an issue that a lot of us can relate with, and I'm not saying other people don't have these issues, I just wanted to talk about it. Anyways, enough self-pitying and let's talk about the project. The idea was a game like Risk of Rain combined with Vampire Survivors but in 3D, and the main character is an octopus. The reason for that was I wanted to make a system where each tentacle aims automatically depending on its field of view. But I also wanted the player to be able to shoot by themselves. So I made it in such a way that you could choose which tentacle is player controlled and which one is automatic. Because animating is something I really don't like, I added procedural animation to the player character. I still think it turned out pretty well, especially considering it was my first time working with inverse kinematics and procedural animations. The biggest challenge was having the tentacles move on the floor, but at the same time point up. The tips are where the guns would be equipped. Basically, what I ended up with was a chain of bones for each tentacle and 2 I-key solvos per tentacle. The idea is that one solvo solves for the base of the tentacle to the part that touches the floor, and the second one goes from the part that touches the floor to the tip. Then I added targets, which are controlled with scripts to give them some wobble and secondary animations. And those are the ones that control the tentacles. Also, for the tentacles to be able to aim at enemies, I had to implement a system that aims at the nearest enemy And that is what I called the tentacle target system. Basically it works like a pie, so if you watch from above, each tentacle has their field of view, and every enemy in this field of view gets targeted, the closest one to the player. Also, it was very important for me to have a lot of enemies, and my goal was at least 1,000 at once, and for that I also had to work on a lot of stuff. I ended up more or less building my own physics engine because the naive approach would break down with a few dozen enemies already, and I also didn't really want to get into different physics engines that are available for Godot, so I thought back then that making my own would be best. This is also one of the big reasons why I will be giving up on this project, because it has become such a mess to manage and is very, very time consuming. And I'm not even sure how I should move forward with it. Still, it was a very interesting learning experience. Basically, I ended up making my own C++ plugin. All of the enemies that you see on screen are data-oriented points in space. The visualization for the enemies is done through multi-mesh instances, and I had also set it up in a way that would make it automatically expand the multi-mesh instances if I add different types of enemies. So for example, here in the config, if I change the enemies to have more types, it will automatically create a new instance. I had to do my own collision checking, and the issue now was that finally I got everything to work. Enemies were colliding with each other, enemies were colliding with the player, but the world collision was a huge topic. For that, I also ended up moving the whole world collision for the enemies to C++ to my add-on, and for that I created this tool, the World Baker. And what the World Baker does is it extracts all of the vertices of the map and saves it into a file. And the file would then be passed to my C++ add-on, so all of the enemies can correctly collide with the world. I was really proud of that and even posted it on Reddit back then, and it got quite decent amount of attention back then. But yeah, that was exactly the time where I had to stop working on the project because a lot of stuff happened in life. Another topic that I worked on, so the performance is better, is the spatial partitioning. As you can see here, the gray grid in the map. I've made a separate video explaining spatial partitioning. If you want, you can check it out. But basically it just means that enemies that are in these cells, the height doesn't matter here in this context, will only check the enemies that are in their own cell in a radius of these cells around them as well. Performance speaks for itself. If I turn up the spawns to around 1,000, which was my goal, you can see that we are not lagging a single bit. We still have 144 FPS consistently. The enemies are colliding with each other, they're colliding with the map, they're colliding with the player. Next step was to add pathfinding, because right now they're just following the player on a straight line. And I've had also many different ideas on how to implement that. There was also a lot of other details that I have forgotten about that I will not get into anymore. But yeah, that's basically the project. Like I already said, I'm not even sure why I'm posting this. I just didn't want this project to disappear into nothingness forever. But yeah, this is it for me. I will be taking a break from game dev again, I think, until I've got my stuff together. I might still post videos about general game design or coding topics, but I will scrap this project and probably never touch it again.